Tonight we're looking at one no trump overcall. Now, you need to be careful with the wording there, because you can overcall over their one no trump, and you can bid one no trump as an overcall. So you've got to be very careful, because that is very closely worded. So a one no trump overcall is they open one banana, and you bid one no trump over their opening bid. So you are an overcaller bidding one no trump. If they open one no trump, you are overcalling their one no trump. So it's very easy to get these two things flipped in your mind. So overcalling over their one no trump, you're just bidding naturally. 2 clubs is, I've got clubs in 10 plus points, so you're bidding at 2 level, nothing special. However, bidding one no trump as an overcaller is a much different thing. So, just going back to the principles of one no trump as an opening bid, this hand here is 12 to 14 balance, so we would open one no trump if allowed. That means if no one else has bid yet. So let's say we're the dealer, to give us no problems. The principles of one no trump, being 12 to 14, is it's an average of 13, which means there are 27 points out there somewhere. Now, if we are, perfectly balanced, it would be 9, 9, and 9. That would be the most even split. So the idea of opening one no trump of 12 to 14 is, on average, you will have 21, 22-ish points between the two of you. That should be enough to take the one extra trick that is required for one no trump. So you need 7 tricks, they need 6 tricks, or they like more than 6, obviously. So the fact that you need one more trick, you need a few extra points. So that's what one no trump is based on. It's based on no information, really. It's based on what you would expect on average. So you would expect to have 20-ish points between you and your partner. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. They might have 15, they might have 0. But you tend to find, on average, you work out with about 21 points, 22 points between the two of you. So that's why one no trump as an opening bid works. I can't promise you it works every time, but that's the idea. Now, when the opponents open the bidding, you have more information. You now aren't working just off averages. You're working off averages and some information you've now gleaned from their opening bid. So their hand is no longer 9 points, because they can't be. They've got an opening hand. You tend to find an opening bid is, I don't know, probably 13, 14 points on average, something like that. Of course, it could be as low as 12, it could be as high as 19, but again, I'm trying to get a bit of a ballpark. So they are, roughly speaking, 3-ish, 4-ish points better than you might have thought if you didn't know anything. So, for you to bid one no trump now, for you to have the weight of the points, you need a better hand. Because they've told you they've got a better hand. So, for you to have 21, 22 points between the two of you, you know that they've got at least 12. So suddenly the weighting is shifted. You need more points. So if we work it out, let's say there's 13 here. In fact, that gives us tricky maths, doesn't it? Well, let's just... Well, not tricky maths, we just end up with a decimal point, which isn't it now. Let's say there's 12 there. We've got 14 here, I think. Yeah. That's 26, which means there's 14 left. So that's 7 and 7. That gives us a narrow majority, but that's assuming they've got the minimum number of points they have. They more frequently have somewhere nearer the middle. They could have 12, but they more frequently have more like 14 themselves, which is 6 and 6. Now, again, obviously this is not necessarily the case, it's just kind of working on ballpark figures. So, for us to bid one no trump as an overcaller, we need more points. Because even with 14, if we work on what are relatively realistic figures, we haven't got a majority. The reason you need a majority is because they get to lead first. So because they get to open whatever they want to lead first, you need the points majority to back up the fact that you don't get to lead first. You need that extra trick and you don't get the opening lead. So you need an advantage. In no trumps, the only advantage you can have is points. In trumps, of course, you could have shape. But shape tends not to be as useful in no trumps because they tend to lead things you don't have lots of. So, bidding one no trump as an overcaller is a different creature because you've learned that they've got a better hand than you might have otherwise thought. So, quite simply, the way the averages work is they tend to have, roughly speaking, about 3 points more than normal when they open the bidding. Or so, 3 or 4. So, we say our one no trump opening bid we need about 3 points more to make it as an overcall. So it's all about sort of averages. So our opening bid, our opening one no trump, would be 12 to 14. As an overcaller, you therefore need 15 to 17 points to over. Now, because it's a bit more difficult, and also it's 3 or 4 points, it's about 3.5-ish, more than average, we broaden the bracket slightly and make that 15 to 18. Now, there are a lot of pairs that play 15 to 17, a lot of pairs play 16 to 18. I think, don't worry about being precise, 15 to 18 is good enough. That's the reason I broaden it, so you can bid more frequently. You can play 16 to 18 if you want, but the principle is you need 3-ish more points than an opening one no trump.